So in today's show, I'm going to give you tips on how to protect yourself. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. If you're coming through or this does resonate or it will help, please do let me know. How you doing? Monday, ready to go. Fired up, my hamstrings are on a thread after playing football. Let's go. On Saturday, but I'm ready to go for the week. I hope you are. Now listen, I want to talk about protecting yourself. Now I feel, from my own personal experience and the experience that I've now had working with probably thousands of men, is that a large amount of our emotional, mental and physical state is dictated by the external world. So what I mean by that is that we consume so much through these two eyeballs into this brain, and we try to process everything that's going on. From work to social media, to the environment immediately around you, to listening on the radio, to listening on podcasts, to listening to the news. And we're constantly on the go all the time doing that. We're constantly picking up things. We're constantly processing information. A lot of it negative and toxic, some of it happy and joyful. But we're constantly always on the go, right? So we're constantly always vulnerable to an attack, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And I kind of look at it as layers. So if you kind of look at like a Lego and you build up a wall of Lego, there's different layers. And I kind of think that's how we process things. So we pick up layers of information externally through all of those platforms I just mentioned. And it kind of builds up, and the reactive side of that becomes that we become very short, very angry, very frustrated, very negative, very toxic, and equally sometimes happy. We find stuff that makes us happy. But for a large majority of us, it's pretty negative and it has a negative effect on us. And we don't actually really pay too much attention to the environment immediate around us and the people that are involved in it, and that really has an effect on our well-being, mentally, emotionally and physically. So I want to talk about protecting that. Now I'm working on something in terms of protecting that, but I want to give you some tips and explain what I'm doing. So my first tip for you is to not go on social media until midday. So when you wake up in the morning, you might want to come in and you might want to watch this show. But what I would say to you is, don't scroll. If you want to listen to this show, great. Or you listen to the show at lunchtime. But when you wake up, the minute you go onto social media, you are instantly consumed by external influences that your brain is processing. Some of it could be really attention-seeking people on social media. Some of it can be really negative on social media. Some of it can be really distracting on social media. And that will create the attitude for your day. So if you find something that makes you negative or angry, come on, here, angry or negative, you're going to carry that into your day. So it's good to try and keep a clear mind, okay, throughout the day. The other thing is that you need to have a cut-off in the evening in terms of social media. All right, making sure that you're switching off early enough so that you are not carrying negative thoughts, toxic thoughts, things that make you angry, things that distract you into your bedtime routine. Because when you're trying to sleep, you're going to be thinking about everything that you've seen on social media, all of the things that are going on there, external factors. You know, I think most of you can understand what I'm trying to say. So you need to have a rule where you cut off. So you've got two rules already. One, where you go on to social media. Two, where you come off social media. Where's the limit? So it gives you a time frame to work through. Second thing is, any news apps that you have, you must delete. If you go on there now, and I've noticed, it's all doom and gloom. Morning. You all right? It's my best mate. And it's all doom and gloom. It's either Trump or COVID or Brexit. It's just negative. So continuously inside of here, you're processing negative. Fucking get rid of it. You don't need to hear the news. If something dramatic's going to happen, somebody's going to fucking tell you about it. So keep your mind healthy and keep it away from all of that negative shit. So fucking sick of reading about COVID or Trump. So just delete the app. And it takes that away from you. You need to have a rule as well when you're protecting yourself in terms of your laptop. Okay, in terms of work emails. You cannot be going into work situations past work time. When you go to work, you do what? 9 till 5. Some of you do shift work from midnight to 8. I don't know. But if it involves you having to deal with emails and clients, if you're doing it in the evening, you are going to be emotionally ruined. It is going to catch up with you and it is going to have a dramatic effect on your lifestyle. So you really do have to get a grip on that, and you do really have to have some rules in place to allow you to do that. Now, the biggest thing that I've done is get me one of these. This is a £20 a month contract phone. That has 13 numbers on it, has my bank apps, and that's it. Now, I've set the rule. I tried to do it last week, slowly getting into it, and what it's opened up my eyes to is the fact that I'm addicted to scrolling on my phone, or the need to go on my phone, looking through social media. When there's an advert on something I'm watching, when I've got 5 minutes, I'm looking at my phone. So over the weekend, I got it about 95% right. I switched my phone off onto airplane mode. Just wanted to detach from the world, okay, for a weekend. And the difference was huge. I woke up this morning much more mentally focused and driven. I felt so much better. I haven't consumed any negativity. You know, the one time I had to turn my phone on because one of my bank apps wasn't working on my personal phone, messages come through, I caught a glimpse of one and it triggered me. And it created a row at home because I allowed it to consume me. So my rules now are, so my work phone comes on to do the show. As soon as I distribute it, it goes off, and I don't turn it on until 10:30. It goes off at 5 and doesn't come back on to the morning. At the weekends, it doesn't go on at all. That's the way that I am going to protect myself, and by creating those rules. And I feel that once that starts happening, I already feel the benefits of getting it 95% right this week. The benefits are going to be huge mentally and emotionally, to function better, to be more present, to be less distracted, to overcome the addiction of needing a phone to scroll through things and feel the need to be entertained by apps, social media, messages, and actually allow my brain to relax and not need to focus on that. And I know I'm not the only one. Many of you will be in the same place. And part of being the best version of yourself is you have to control of these type of things. Because when we're mentally and emotionally in a good place, the physical side comes. When we're in control of these things, then we perform better in our relationships, our work performance, our work-life balance. We think clearer. We block out the negative and the toxic to focus on the positive and being optimistic. All right, guys, listen, I hope that helps. Tried to cram a lot in there in 10 minutes. Hope you have an amazing Monday. What I would action now is going away and really focusing on what your rules are going to be. This is why we've brought the 28-day program away from social media and put it on the app. So you're only reliant on that. You don't have to dive into social media. I know it's been a problem. We've worked fucking hard to get it done as quickly as possible. All right, but hopefully now this is going to raise the game for the people coming in. All right, guys, have a great day.